It Works Global. I'm super excited for our Wednesday night Zoom. Montana and I have some really cool things for you guys lined up. Like I said earlier, we have you guys muted for now. Definitely, if you guys have questions, either write it down or put it in chat, and we'll get to them after we're done. And then we can also open it up and chit-chat. I like to do that at the end as well. So we have a little bit of different topics for you tonight. We're going to kind of go off of each other because, you know, we're two different leaders with maybe two different styles. So that's really cool for you guys to get different tips out there. We're going to talk about blitzing and how to confront people and, you know, just basically how to get yourself out there and talk to people. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm not a fan of blitzing. I'll be very transparent with you guys. When I first started, blitzing to me was like walking through a parking lot and throwing my cards and hoping someone would pick one up. And they called it ghost blitzing or ninja blitzing, where you leave your card in the frozen pea aisle and hope someone will pick it up. So I was really good at that, but nobody called me. So after about 1,000 cards, I realized I was just wasting my cards and my time on that. So I realized really quick that if you don't get their information, you're pretty much you're hit and miss. And another thing someone told me, which made me think real quick, was if you're talking to people and you're blitzing them, but you don't get their information, you just blitz them for the next person that's going to. And I'm like, I'm not working for somebody else. I want to be getting this lead. So I got really good at not even 100% handing them a card, but just asking for their information to get in my phone. And so, or even better than that is opening up Facebook and saying, hey, can you find yourself? I would really love to show you some pictures. And getting them to put themselves into your Facebook. Because at that point, you've got them for follow-up. So how do you do that? So I like to reel them in more than I'm very much upfront with people. Like, I don't go and stop people on the corner saying, hey, have you heard of that crazy rap thing? It's just not my style. Some people can do that. I get all decked out in my It Works gear. I wear a lanyard around my neck with the Blitz card laminated, and I wear my It Works hat. I mean, I am It Works, okay? So I walk out the door, and I go to Walmart or the post office or whatever, and people are kind of staring at me because they know that I'm something. And a lot of times I wear the shirts that like scream what it is. Like, I wear the one, like, there's a bling one that says It Works on the front and get your sexy back on the back. And people used to love that shirt. They go, hey, get your sexy back. And boom, I have conversation starter, right? So that's how I would blitz, is getting people to talk to me. Montana, are you big at like getting their attention, or do you like to attract attention?
Okay, so I am like, hold on. Am I like, what am I trying to say? Like echoing?
I'm going to hear, some people unmute it. I'm going to mute and then put you back in, okay? And then you can unmute. So let me do that real quick.
Okay. Wait, is it doing it?
I'm going to do it right now. So then you're going to have to unmute.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah, but it's really weird. Some people are still like, let me try one more time. It's not muting certain people, so I can hear you fine. You're not echoing.
Okay. So I am the type of person that I run away from people. People just scare the living crap out of me. If they aren't smiling, I'm like, no, not talking to you. But what I have found that is so beneficial to who I am and how it can benefit to me is that, for an example, I walked into a gas station and I always see this girl there. And I was like, I haven't seen you in a while. And she's like, I've been here, but I think I'm just hitting and missing you. She's like, I'm always here. And I was like, I'm just recently back into town. I said, why don't you add me on Facebook? I said, write down your name. I'll add you. And she wrote down her name, and then I just got her onto Facebook. Another example is I always go through the same drive-through. I always see the same girl. And I just told her, I was like, hey, what's your name? I'll add you on Facebook. Like, I didn't even have to bring up the business or the products with her, but I always see her. So I just got her on Facebook. Like, I think it's less creepy. Like, for an example, if somebody asked me for my phone number, I would think that they're a creeper. So I love getting people on Facebook because it's just less creepy because it's more of a social environment. So I love to just get people on Facebook, and I've done this with my last 2 girls I blitzed, and they're both going to become loyal customers just by getting them on Facebook and exposing them. Now, will I walk up to somebody and say, hey, have you heard of that crazy rap thing? Absolutely never, ever will I ever do that. But oh, did you give them the code? Okay. You gave me the wrong one, didn't you? But I won't do that. Like, I honestly believe that you don't even need a Blitz card. And here's why I say that, because I believe you are your biggest Blitz card. Your mouth is your Blitz card. Like, if I see another mom, I'm going to be talking to her like, hey, what do you do? Like, it's that easy. If you ask somebody that, they're going to ask you that right back. For an example, I went to my brother's surprise birthday party. All this family that is on my Facebook and people I haven't seen in 6 years have been watching my journey with It Works, but not a single one of them have ever reached out to me about the business or the products. But once I got face to face with them, they were asking all about it. Like, what do you do? And all kinds of stuff, just trying to see, like, be nosy into my life. And I got to tell them, and I walked out of there with like so many people who are interested in the products and the business too. So right there, I was blitzing people left and right.
Isn't that funny how I had so many, like my uncle, for instance, he's 6 years older than me. He's my mom's half brother. Not saying a peep. I go and see him at a function. He's all, hey, so what's this about this green stuff? And like, why didn't you ask me before? Like on Facebook, they don't ask you, and all of a sudden you see him at a function. Now he does the greens, but it's so funny that they're watching you and they're being creepers, but they're not going to say anything. That's why it's so important, you guys, to like reach out, because they are watching you. And I can guarantee you, if you reach out, some of them will respond with, hey, I have been noticing that, and I am kind of interested, and they just won't come out and ask you. So it's even family members. It's so funny. But yeah, barbecues and stuff, wear your gear. Don't wear your It Works shirt to a wedding. Unless it's that kind of wedding. But certain functions, you want to be a little bit classy. But, if you're at a family birthday or barbecue or something like that, then by all means wear your gear, and people will ask you or strike up conversation with you. One thing in Walmart, I wore the stuff that I always planned to wear, the shirts that really screamed like, have you heard of that crazy rap thing? Or I have all of those type of shirts that just are really a lot bigger and bolder than the other ones. Those are my go out shirts. Those are my run errands. People will ask me what I do. Sure. And 9 times out of 10, they do. I've sold wraps in line or even up to the cashier of Walmart because they recognized the wraps off my lanyards. So they're like, hey, that's that Instagram stuff, right? Where it makes you like tighten and whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So, it strikes up conversation. Another easy way to strike up conversation is find something to compliment them on. You're standing in line, they turn, they look at you and say, oh my gosh, where did you get your hair done? I love your hair. It's so simple. Like,
people love genuine people.
Yeah.
Even in person.
If I used to bling, and I used to have Swarovski crystal, like, the Converse and stuff, and people used to go, oh my God, your shoes. And it made me feel good. I loved it, so just give a compliment or say, hey, your little girl's so cute. And then all of a sudden they kind of warm up to you and you're standing in line and just kind of create small talk. Don't go, oh, your girl's so cute. Have you heard of the crazy rap thing? Don't do that. Like, they're going to lift that out, right? But you're going to say, hey, your daughter's so cute. Is that your daughter? And, you know, they're going to say, yeah, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh, thank you. How old is she? Keep it going, you know, and just kind of go back and forth. And when they start warming up to you and they're responding back, then you can kind of say, wow, do you stay home with her? And, you know, start conversation. It's not that hard. We're just afraid they're going to sniff us out that we're trying to sell them our wrap. No, that's not what, you're just sharing. So share what you do and share your life and they'll share it back.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So do you have anything else to touch up on blitzing?
No, just remember that you are your biggest blitz card. Like, even if you don't have blitz cards, you don't have the money to get blitz cards, just remember you are your biggest blitz card. And when you see somebody over and over again, just keep talking to them.
Eric, you would
get them on Facebook.
Out. Eric's gonna be all it works out at a wedding. I could see it. He's gonna have a suit on with the It Works logo on the lapel. So, hey, why not though, right? I mean, try to sneak it in there. I'm just saying. You know, you could go around to all the like plate settings and put your blitz card. That would be really classy. So with blitzing, I mean, okay, for me, I don't go blitzing. That's weird to me. I mean, I think it's amazing that people go do that. We used to, and one thing when I go blitzing, I like to play games. And I like to take people with, and we do because it's nerve-wracking to just walk up to strangers. So I'm like, okay, I've got 5 blitz cards. You've got 5 blitz cards. The next person with a red hat, you're blitzing, you know? And so I'd see that person, and I'm you got to go do it. And so we're not leaving until it's done. I'll go find a girl with purple hair, or, you know, find somebody that's walking a dog or whatever. And then I love doing team things, which we haven't done in a while. I think we should like maybe conjure one up, but doing like the scavenger hunts and taking
Yes,
pictures.
Those are fun.
So much fun. We're going to work on that. We're going to conjure that up because those are so much fun, and we'll give prizes, and you have to take pictures of the person you're blitzing. And some of it is so funny. But they're having a good time blitzing. And that's what this is all about, is creating fun. This should not be stressful. It should be fun. So those are the ways. Yeah, Alyssa and I went, and Eric went to the Dodger game, and Alyssa and I went to go to the snack bar, and I said, okay, you're going to blitz a couple of people up here. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So I took my Facebook Live, and we blitzed, and she blitzed a couple of people, and it was fun. We had a good time. And a lot of people were pretty perceptive. They weren't like mean, and she got people into her Facebook, and you know, she just asked.
It scared the living daylights out of me. And having you put me on live, what was I going to do, back out? So, you know, it was, but it was fun. It wasn't bad. Yes, it scared the living daylights out of me, but I did get people onto Facebook, and everybody was very receptive. And they were having fun. Now, granted, they were probably a few beers in, but, you know, it was a good time.
Go blitzing at a bar, y'all. You'll sign up lots of customers.
What? Oh, blitzing at a bar?
I said everybody should go blitzing at a bar. You'll sign up lots of customers.
Yes, I've sold a couple wraps in bars.
Oh, I need to go there.
Yep. You know, it's easy to
That's funny.
3 beers in. You're like, hey. And they're like, hey. So you're best friends. So I suggest everyone blitz at a bar. Good times. So, so again, I don't purposely like go out to blitz. Like if I'm going out to dinner, I'm going to go out running errands, I'm blitzing. I like to incorporate it in my life. So that's what we should be doing is sharing this in our life. And so all the people at my post office know what I do. And, you know, I go to the same places. They all know me. Another fun little game with blitzing that you guys can do is I think in Black Diamond, if you pull up in files, I'll double check, but there's little forms for wrap raffles. So you would take your like clipboard and some blitz cards and those and go around to like the little shopping strip and say, hey, I'm new in the area and I'm passing out coupons. How many girls are in your office? I'd like to give one to each. And then you give them like say 4 blitz cards and say, hey, would you like to fill this out for a free wrap raffle? And get them to fill it out. And then you have their information. So not everybody wins, obviously, but you can also call them and say, hey, you know, I'm just letting you know that you didn't win the raffle, but I am giving a discount, $20 to try the wrap. And if you get a few people to come over with you to try it for $25, I'll wrap you for free. And you can kind of create a little bit of like a wrap party is 1 person or more, in my opinion. To do a wrap party or a wrap get together is at least 1 person or more, because if there's 1 person wrapping, that's a party. So, you know, you can offer them, you know, a free wrap if they get a couple of their girlfriends over to wrap for $25 and try it. So those are just different little tips out there for blitzing and talking to people in your neighborhood. Anything else? Where'd she go?
Oh, I muted myself when I was talking.
Oh.
Do you want to go over, like I have a couple tips on vendor events. I keep seeing people ask about those. So,
Sure.
So what I like to do with vendor events is I like to use that piece of paper that Leah was talking about, and I have everybody enter for a free wrap giveaway. And then what I do before I leave the event is I actually text all of them, and before I even leave the event. And here's why: because I was always taught that most of them are probably still lingering around that event, and that you're going to just re-put it in their mind that they entered for that giveaway. And then what I do is the following day I'll actually call people and actually get them on the phone. Don't text people that they didn't win. You want to get them on the phone and let them hear your excitement in your voice, and be able to enter them in the next free wrap giveaway. And then that gives you a chance to actually go over maybe what type of goals that they're actually interested in. Because I promise you, if you get people on the phone, you will get them talking. Versus if you just get them in a text message, you're not going to be able to get a good conversation going. I know when I get loyal customers on the phone, like it's 100% success rate every time I get a potential on the phone. So that's my tips. And be really, really excited when you're at vendor events too. Like you don't need a whole lot of stuff. You really don't. Even at wrap parties, you don't need a whole lot of stuff. But if you just bring your excitement and bring that free wrap giveaway thing, that is just like a really good way to hit off a really successful event and even a wrap party too. Do you have any tips on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if because I do vendor events all the time, and I feel like, I don't know, it's a hit and miss sometimes, but like say they don't pick up the phone, do you leave a voicemail or do you just call back until they pick up?
No, I'll leave a voicemail. And then I would call them again. But I would wait a couple days. Because I know if somebody called me a million times, I would be like, no thanks.
I left voicemails and sometimes I call back.
So what do you usually say when you leave the voicemail then?
I would probably say something, I haven't done it in a while, but I would probably say something like, hey, whatever their name is, my name is Montana. You were at the event where I was at, and you entered to win a free wrap. You didn't win this time, but I wanted to know maybe if you wanted to be entered in my next free wrap giveaway. And then I would kind of just leave it at that and tell them to give me a call back. Do you have anything to add to that, Leah?
Pretty much say the same thing. I mean, I don't usually say whether they win or not. I'm just like, hey, this is Leah. You know, we saw you at the Poppy Festival and you entered my rap drawing. So give me a call back. I'd love to talk to you, and here's my number. And leave it where it's open. And then they would call me back and say, hey, you know what? I'm just letting you know this time you didn't win. But I do have an offer for you. If you can get a couple of girls to rap with you and we set up an appointment, you will get a free rap. And kind of go that route with them. There for a while, if it's not a lot, I mean, if you're doing a big vendor event where you've got, 100 people or so in your drawing, you're not going to give 100 free raps. But if you're at a smaller event, to me, I'll get, having quite a few of them win is worth going to their house and setting up an appointment. You can still say, hey, get a couple of your girlfriends, which they've done, to the house. And it's just worth it to me to go over and talk to them since they were already excited at the event. To me, it's just an investment in my business. So I might let more than one person win at an event, depending on how big the event is.
I like that.
So that was events. I wanted to touch up on, I saw Mary Lisa mention we were doing that a couple of years ago, and actually I hadn't done that in a year or two with just doing the cards, the Blitz cards with a candy on it. And you can either make a little cute, like hole punch and put a little candy with ribbons on it, or just, tape a candy to a Blitz card and pass those out to the kids and say, here's your candy and here's for your mommy or whatever. And, and put it in their basket into their, whatchamacallit, for Halloween. So those are good ideas. And especially like if you have like events for holidays, you can do really cool stuff with that too. You can make up really cute, like fat fighter things for around Thanksgiving. Everybody starts, putting on the weight during the holidays. So definitely, I'm big on promoting fat fighters and stuff like that during the holidays. We have some really cool packs now. Really cool packs. Like, I'm so excited that they put the Fat Fighters and ThermoFit together. What a great combo. I was like, finally, because that is such a good combination to be together. And we have it now. So definitely promote that out there. Don't forget our holiday packs, because you're giving them such a discount. And that I signed up with the skinny pack is my first, the first one I did. So promote those packs out there. You have anything to add, Montana? Oh, no. This is not cool. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me.
Okay, she jumped off. Okay.
Hey, Jess, what did you do? What was the Halloween thing you did?
Do what? Are you there?
Yeah, but
Jessica,
what
did she do with that? What did she do with that?
So
Go ahead.
I did was, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What I did was I made these little like pieces of papers, and I did like the little hole punch, and then I put ribbon and then put it to a candy, and it like this one says results are sweet, wrap today.
Oh, she's muted.
You muted yourself.
You're muted.
Okay, hey, I'm back. Okay, so what I did was I made 2 different pieces of paper. And this one says, results are sweet, wrap today. And this one says, be a smarty, book a party. And like my kids are still young, so I take them house to house and I put these on like little candies. And when they go to the house and grab the candy, I go up to the parent and I say, thank you. And then here's a coupon for you. And they're all excited because they're getting a candy and then they're getting a coupon. And then after we're done going house to house, when the kids are coming to our house, I'll hand them to the parent. I've never given it to a kid and put it into their bag. I don't know if you guys would recommend that or not. I usually hand it to the parent because they get excited because, I mean, they're taking their kid around and they're not getting any candy. So, and then usually I tell them if they text me within the next 2 hours, it'll enter themselves in for the Halloween wrap giveaway. And that's how I'm getting their number back, is I'm getting, them as a lead then.
I love that. That's really good.
The baskets just because sometimes the parents don't walk up, and my daughter's older, so I don't go trick-or-treating anymore, so I do it from home. And if the parents don't walk up, then I don't mind. I put them in the basket. I've never had a problem. I had a friend tell me they got a Blitz card once when their kids' stuff, and it was so tacky. And I said, you know what? Why does it have to be tacky? Just if you don't want it, you just don't want it. But that's just my opinion. So I put it in I would have no problem putting it in with the kids. Say, oh, this is for you, and give this one to mommy. And most of the time, we're handed to them, and they'll take it straight over to their parent who's standing at your grass curb.
Yeah, usually I have like Jackson or Jacob giving out the candy, and I'll actually walk off my porch and give it to the parent.
That's a good
and
idea.
Tell them, if they're local, they can always come back to my house and try a wrap out, and they usually ask questions from there. So that's what I do. And I give those out at vendor events too. Like we've had a couple Halloween ones, and that's where I came up with the idea. And then I was like, ooh, this would be good for trick-or-treating. So yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So that's pretty much with the events and blitzing. Montana, do we have anything else before we get into like the team talk stuff? No? Okay, so we've decided to kick your booty. So here's the deal. Right now, obviously, people are kind of going through a little bit of a slowdown through the holidays or whatever. Team slows down, life gets busy, we all go through it. Nobody's getting away with anything. We all go through this time, this season. And it's so important for you guys, especially you newer ones that haven't been through a season, to understand that you're not doing any, as long as you're being consistent and you're working your business, you're not doing anything wrong. It does slow down at this time, and we have to realize that it's seed planting time, and it really is. And you just really want to continuously talk to people, even though it doesn't feel like right now it's working or you feel like you're doing something wrong. It's just right now people tend to back off from spending. We've got the holidays coming. They've got to spend more money on their kids right now versus themselves. And I'm telling you, get through this, because after that is over, it explodes. And January, what do we all do after the holidays? So right now you should be pumping up your potentials and people that you meet, and pumping them up with the fact that we do have weight loss supplements that are natural, that we do have this crazy wrap that helps you tighten, tone, and firm, and we have all these amazing things that are going to help you when you feel fluffy after you've eaten all that crap during the holidays, right? We all kind of go, my God, I got to get myself back into the gym. So that's why in January the gyms are so full, Right now they're empty. Like my gym, I can go in any time of day and get on and just go. Like, but come January, like I'm not going to be able to hardly get in there. So for 2 weeks, and then they stop. But anyways, so you know that once January hits, it's going to explode. So everything that you're planning now and you're following up with, and you keep watering and watering, I promise you that's going to grow. If you stop and you stop the momentum, it's going to stop too. You're going to have to rebuild it. But keep it going now through. This is the push time. This is the time when you're not feeling it, and sometimes you want to let off because you're just and watch an extra movie or whatever because you're just not feeling it. That's when you have to give yourself extra push. And I love this. I think Joel had said it, which was perfect, because we all want to know how to motivate our teams. I mean, that's the main question I get. How do I motivate my team? And of course, we can tell you till we're blue too, you can't motivate people. They have to motivate themselves. What I love even further than that, it's not even just a motivation. It's a discipline. So you have to learn not only when you're not feeling motivated or feel like even motivating other people, because we all get in that kind of thing too, where how do you motivate people when you're not feeling it right now type thing. It's called a discipline. You do it anyways because you have taught yourself to do so, and you have to keep going through it whether you feel like it or not. And that is just learning how to do that. That just comes with time. So I hope that helps a little bit. Montana, you get in here and you know, you're muted, hon.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I made a video the other day, and it's talking about weathering the storm, okay? And where I was going with this video is that, say you're in a car and you're driving through a storm. If you slow down in that storm, well, you're going to be in that storm a lot longer. But if you continue to drive through that storm, eventually you're going to get out. And then you're going to have that rainbow, right? We always see that rainbow after a storm happens and you pass through it. But the longer you stay in that mentality that you're in a funk, that it's a slow season, that just the storm's over me and it's just beating you down, and you feel like you're never going to get out, if you slow down, you're going to stay there. That's the longer you're going to stay there. And the thing is this time last year, I was just coming back to my business. And the year before that, I went diamond in October and enrolled like 30 customers, okay? So we can call this a slow month, but it will only be slow if you allow it to be slow. So what you are planting right now eventually is going to have a harvest in it. But if you stop, if you quit, if you decide that, you don't want to continue on, then you will never reap that harvest. You won't. It'll be done. Your business will be done. And that's not what we want to happen, okay? This time last year, I knew that if I was going to have a huge January, February, March, that I needed to move my butt, I needed to get out of my funk, and I needed to start talking to people. I needed to make videos. I needed to, follow up with people I talked to months ago. I knew that I needed to keep going because I knew after, being in this business for 2.5 years that a huge boom was going to come. Now, with me saying that, whether we come to February and January, I will boom with or without you, period. Okay? Because I'm going to make sure that I control my actions, my discipline, and the people that I talk to in my business, because I have no control over what you do and what you do with your business and what you do with your free time. Okay? I only have control over what I do, right? I can't spend 24 hours a day trying to motivate you and kick you in the butt, because what's going to happen after I motivate you the first time, right? It's just like taking a shower. You're going to wash it all off the next day and you're going to be less motivated, okay? You have to become the biggest motivator, and that is to yourself, okay? Because when you can motivate yourself every single day with discipline, you're going to be able to inspire so many people, and you're going to be able to show yourself, boom, I came back. I did this. I am strong enough to overcome all of my obstacles that I want to overcome, okay? And a lot of people think, well, a mountain's in my way or an obstacle's in my way. Listen, God puts obstacles and mountains in your way because he needs you to grow. He needs to test you. He needs to test your faith. And he wants to make sure that, that you can grow from this. Stop thinking that you have to go through everything in life and start getting in the mentality that you're going to grow through every obstacle that comes your way. Because we all have to grow at some point, okay? And there's been so many times where I've been hit with huge mountains in my life and in my business. But you know what? I got to put my big girl panties up. I got to suck it up, and I have to move forward. And that's just what you have to do in your life and in your business. If you want that boom that we are talking about, that we have experience with this coming January and February, then you will put in the work right now. Okay. I know that you can be so impatient. I am very impatient person. Like when I want things right darn now. And so I can be so impatient with stuff. And probably a lot of you out there can be too. But with that being said, is I know that you can feel impatient, but know that you're on the right path. You're in the right place with the right people, the right company, and has the right CEO that is leading you towards your success. Okay. So one of the things that Joel Dunn said that hit my heart is just like, we are all broken people. We all are. We all break down, and we're all just, crazy broken people. That's just who we are. Okay. But here's the thing, is we can be broken people together, and we can get on that bus and drive it right towards success, okay? Even though life may be hard right now, maybe your business is hard right now, maybe you do have that storm cloud over your head, you are going to be the only person that kicks your butt every single day. Because no matter how much I try to kick your butt every single day, I'm not going to redo it and redo it and redo it every day. Because this is where you become a leader. There is no leader in this company, I mean a true good leader, that has never been through a storm. I can guarantee you that all leaders in this company have been through one storm, multiple storms, and they are where they are at right now because they chose to overcome it. I always say when you have a challenge in your face, you have two choices. One, you get to lay down and give up. Or two, you're on your knees already, look up, God's got you, and continue on. Sometimes we have to be knocked down to our knees to be able to look up to God, and that's where we need to be able to get up, okay? Just know that you're at the right place. If you want that boom, guys, continue on. Just go. Even when you don't feel like it. Stop working your business based off your emotions, okay? Start working your business, like Joel said, by discipline. Okay, that's what you need. If we stop working our business based off, how I feel, or I feel bloated, I just want to go to bed, or I'm just so tired, or I just worked 60, 80 hours a week and I just don't have time. You can either make excuses or you can bring yourself results. I guarantee that you have at least 1 hour a day to work your business. I mean, I'm a mom of 3 and I homeschool, but you know what? You want to know the biggest time that I actually put a lot of work into my business? It's at 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Literally. Like, it's not even throughout the day that I have time to put in, work into my business, okay? I love you guys. I want you to know that I have been through multiple struggles in life in this business. You're not alone, okay? But if you choose to isolate yourself from maybe a group chat, maybe a team page, maybe your leader, I guarantee you the devil will come and feed on your thoughts and just feed you more of it. Don't isolate yourself. Do not isolate yourself. If you're having a rough day, a hard time, go to your upline. Go to whoever you can confide into and just let it go. Maybe you need to sit down with God for an hour and just pray. Whatever you need to do daily to get yourself back up, that's what you need to do. Because I guarantee you, if you pray and you work your business based off of faith instead of based off what you see, because sometimes our circumstances can blind our eyes. You know what I mean? And we feel lost in our path. But if you open your eyes and decide to lead your life based off, in your business based off faith, God will lead you to the path that you need to go. Okay? So I always say is that sometimes you have to close your eyes and just make a leap with faith. So I love you guys. I hope that, inspired some of you.
Oh my God, that was so awesome. Okay. So absolutely. The one thing that in the 4 years is that I touch, what you say is so true. If you guys even knew that you have to have faith before fruit, okay? So you have to have faith that whatever you're putting into this thing and you're working your tail off and you're putting your faith and your energy and everything into this business, that it will pay off. You have to have that faith, because if you don't, you're going to crumble before it happens. Because every time I've had a huge challenge, and you're right on cue, every leader has had major challenge. We're talking half of your team crumbling, things that happen to you guys on sometimes even a bigger level that you guys don't see, like, oh, well, we're sitting up pretty and we're the ones suffer. No, you suffer, we suffer. Like, we all do that. So we just have the faith because we've seen it also that it will pull through on the other end. And I love Tony Robbins is one of my all-time favorite mentors. Will tell you that success is right on the other side of frustration. It's my favorite saying. It's absolutely true. Every time I've thought about quitting and I've held strong to my faith in this company, my faith in our CEOs and our team, it's the next corner is where I've promoted. But I wouldn't have if I would have quit when my struggles were there. Your struggles are to build you. If you didn't have struggles, we wouldn't be strong leaders helping you guys succeed. So think about it. When you are struggling, you're being built too. You're not just relying on your leaders, you're becoming leaders. So that's so amazing. Oh my God, I am so fired up right now. I have, we're gonna put on some inspiration, because here's the deal. You guys need to stop beating yourselves up. There are people struggling so much far off from you that are believing in themselves and succeeding and getting themselves out of situations where you wouldn't think, like, if you were in their position, like, how do you move? How do you go on with life? And here we are, you need to be thankful for your whole journey. I embraced my challenges a long time ago. Don't get me wrong. It does not make that my challenge easier, because your challenges are your challenge. But when you can embrace those and be thankful for them and know that God is using them to mold you, it does help you. So I'm going to put this video on because I absolutely love this guy. It just goes to show that anybody can do anything if they're in your right attitude. Your attitude is your altitude. So let me share my screen right now. I have 2 videos, if you guys bear with me. One's 4 minutes and one's like 10 minutes. I can play both or one, depending, but I kind of would like to play both of them. It's by the same person, so hold on. Let me see. I always get a little lost in here. Okay.
I wasn't ready. I have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have a little chicken drumstick here. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is waiting for other people to come down. And here I come, and they're freaking out. They're like, like this. And I was so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened? There were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs. competition won't help. But what I've seen in life are just a couple of key principles. The first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married. I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything. It's freezing, I can't feel my hands. I love life. You know, so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. But it's very simple at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand, and you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through your storms in life and you don't know how long this storm's going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand, but when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're worth nothing. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. On this DVD, I share my experiences in life of how I've overcome challenges and seen a new, fresh perspective in life. To be thankful, to dream big, and to never give up. I speak to children, youth, and adults about key issues and principles that I've applied in my life that has given me the strength to conquer all that comes before me.
Wow, if that doesn't it gets me every time. I'm like over here, like it just is so inspirational to see somebody that was born that they could have easily said, I can't do it. I can't do any of that. I'm, like, he says, why was I even put here?
Every single human being has value, and my value is not determined on how.
I'm gonna play the other
look
one
at
real
what
quick,
job I have. So many people.
That went to show you all the things you can do, but let's see if I can grab onto it real quick. It's only like 10. Where's the 10? I just saw it after this. Let's see if I can go back. Let's see if I can find it. It just goes, here it is. Just give yourself 10 more minutes. This is just incredible. Maybe, there we go. Nope.
Get out. That's what the guy said to me. Pointed in front of people, get out. I had people who I knew in. Thank you. I'm coming! Ready? Hey, is that cool? Awesome. I want to talk about, like, when I started, going to school and stuff, a lot of people put me down. You know what I mean? Like, people tease each other. I mean, people come up and say, hey, you're fat, 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 you know, lose some weight, and you're like, you go home and you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm fat, right? And so many people tease each other, oh, you know, you're too short, you're too tall, you look whatever. Different hair and all that, it doesn't matter. See, the thing is, when you're in school, when you're growing up in life, it actually sort of matters to people how you look. And then it matters to you because it matters to others. Why? Why does it matter how you look? Because if they don't like you, then who will? If they don't accept you, then who will? And the fear that we have is that we're going to be alone, that we're not good enough. And, you know, we have to change ourselves. You know, so many people put me down and say, Nick, you look too weird and no one's really your friend and you can't do this and you can't do that. And I couldn't change anything. It's not like just fixing my hair one day and everything's fine. It's not like, you know, just whatever. I couldn't change my circumstance. I couldn't just one day wake up and say, hey, give me arms and legs. I need arms and legs. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we went to a bodybuilder, you know, and said, can you make me some arms and legs? I'm joking. Bodybuilder, you get it? Right? So this is the thing. You know, I go up to people, can you give me a hand? You know, just joking. Yeah. But it was so hard because people put me down. And I started believing that I was not good enough. I started believing that I was a failure. That I'll never ever be somebody who people would like or people would accept. And it was so hard, man. I thought to myself, I can't go on the soccer field like everybody else. And I can't ride my bike and I can't skateboard and all these sort of things. And I started getting depressed. I thought, what kind of purpose do I have to live? I mean, are you just here to live, to die? I mean, is there not a purpose for me? Is there not a purpose in life? And I had questions and no answers. And I asked my mum and dad, why did this happen? I asked doctors, why did this happen? They don't know. There are some things in life that are out of your control that you can't change and you got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you? Are you going to believe people when they say that you're a failure? No one really likes you. No one really cares about you. And it's not really to say that, hey, you need someone to come up and say, hey, really, I like you. I care about you. No, it's not that. But it's the fact that people put you down. People don't even look you in the eye. People ask you how you are and you say fine, but you're not fine. And they'll never know that. I tell you, life is interesting. Life's a journey. See this phone here? Let's say that I want to go to the phone, right? And I start from over here. Now, to get to the phone, it's not like I'm going to start meditating and going hum, right? And float across the air, right? It's not going to work. It's not like I'm going to go hum and woo, you know, it's not going to work. So I have to take one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. You can only take one step at a time. I don't care how big your step is, it's only one step at a time. You can't do 2 steps in one. Understand? So it's like one step at a time. And you take steps in this direction, you take steps in that direction. Sort of get lost along the way, and sometimes you fall down. Now, to illustrate my point, I'm going to jump off the table, do a back twist, and land on the floor. Okay? Is that cool? Are you ready? There's a clock there. Okay, can you move the clock for a second, please? Beautiful, beautiful. All right. You ready? So, are you guys ready? Just let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2. I'm joking, man. Are you serious? Just put the clock back there. If I did that, I'll break my arm or something. You know what I mean? But honestly, along the way, you might fall down like this. Ready? Right? Hello! So what do you do when you fall down? Get back up. Everybody knows to get back up, because if I start walking, I'm not going to get anywhere. But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. You sort of put a mask on your face when you come to school and pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you, when you don't have to impress anybody, and you're yourself. And fear comes in, You know the fear that you have as soon as you walk into the doors of your house. Maybe there's a broken home. Maybe you have doubt in your life. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future and it scares you. Maybe you're worried about what people think of you, what people say about you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope? Because I tell you, I'm down here, face down, and I have no arms, no legs. It should be impossible for me to get back up. I mean, you go home and tie the legs and arms of your brothers and sisters and like push them down and see how long it's going to take them to get back up. You know what I mean? You know, you can tell them that you'll see them tomorrow. You know what I mean? But this is the thing. It should be impossible for me to get back up, but it's not. You see, I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. Does that make sense? And it's not the end until you've given up. And just the fact that you're here should persuade you that you have another chance to get back up. There's still hope. I'm not here today to tell you that I understand your pain. I don't know how it feels to be abused. I don't know how it feels to feel, quote, fat and you've got an eating disorder. I don't know how it feels to have a broken home. I don't know how it feels. I don't know how it feels to have a broken heart. And I know how it feels to be alone. And I want you to know that I found my strength in Jesus Christ, and you're going to find your strength in whatever you find it in. But I just want you to know that it's not the end. It matters how you're going to finish. Are you going to finish strong? And you will find that strength to get back up like this. How did I get from depressed to who I am today? Because I tell you, I was depressed. When I was age 8, I used to concentrate on the things I didn't have. I wish I had arms, legs, and I wish I could do this, but what can I do? You see, I have a choice, and that's what I want to talk about today, choices. I can either be angry for not having arms and legs or be thankful for my chicken drumstick. You see, I can still do a lot of things. At home, I can brush my teeth, comb my hair, get myself ready in the morning. And I'm traveling around the world. It's amazing. But I had to ask myself a couple questions. And the first question was really, who am I? Who am I? I'm Nick Vujicic, but who is that? And it's funny how the friends around you sort of determine who you are. You change yourself. You come to school. And everybody swore around me in high school, so I started swearing. Why? Because it's the cool thing to do. Everybody swears. So I don't want to be left out. And I want to be accepted, so I started swearing. You go to a party, everybody's drinking, so you drink. Why? Why everybody else around me is doing a big deal. And you start losing yourself, and you start putting your security in temporary things. You start putting your happiness in things that won't last. You can get drunk all you like, but in the morning, you're going to be sober with a headache with the same problems. You want to be high the rest of your life on drugs? Everybody say, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. Well, why? Why do we even go there? It's either out of curiosity, peer pressure, or trying to escape reality. Basically, 3 things. That's why we go to drugs.
Okay, so we can finish more later. I love his story.
About like when I started,
Leah,
going to school.
Stop the share. Oh, good, you guys are all still here. Just amazing. It just goes to show. I don't know. His story just touches me because it just goes to show you how your mindset is everything. Your attitude is everything. If you're going to go through life or go through this negative, you're just bringing on more negative. If negative and positive can't be in the same place at the same time. And these times are so critical. Everybody asks, how do you keep your inspiration up? How do you keep going? And because I YouTube the crap out of all inspirational videos. Like, I want to know that, that I don't have to live in that space. So one of the easiest things for us to do when we start getting negative is spiral. And it happens. It happens to me. It happens, even with all the self-development, and you don't even know that you're doing it, and all of a sudden you're like in this spiral, and you can't feel like you can get out of it. And you kind of almost have to just go through it. What is the worst thing when you're feeling so negative for people to be super positive? You're like, you know what? I just want to smack you right now because you're just way too happy for me. Like, I want to stay here.
I love what Lori Conway says, and she says, if you have a negative thought, you need to go tell one person, just tell one person, walk away from it, and get the hell over it. Because if you keep that negative thought in your mind, you're going to sit there and ponder on it, and then it's just going to get so much bigger than what it should be. And versus when you go tell somebody that one negative thing that you're actually you just need to get out. Like, sometimes you just need to get things out to feel better. Just say it, get over it, and then move on from it. Because I love, who is it, Les Brown, I love it, he says 80% of what you tell yourself is bullshit. And I freaking love that because it's so true. It's so true. So we have to work extra hard to just fill our mind with positive, because there's so much negativity around us. And it comes in every form that we surround ourselves with, music, to what we watch, to the people that we're around, to family. So we just have to start speaking life over ourselves, over people, and over our business, and just cut the negativity out.
And the worst thing to do when you start feeling that way is to unplug. And that's the first thing you kind of almost want to do, because you just are kind of wanting to be by yourself. Don't unplug. You force yourself into your team when you're feeling that way. Force yourself to get on these Zooms, to be around, like-minded, positive people, because it will pull you out a lot faster than if you go sulk it out. So don't unplug. That is the worst thing to do. So, and I want to open it up real quick. I know we've been on this for an hour. I don't want to linger it on too much more. If anybody has any comments or questions. I kind of want to do some more of these videos each week too. I think those are so awesome. Like, they just really do change my mindset when I watch stuff like that. I mean, he could have laid down and just, my life is over, I have nothing. But I mean, the stuff that he does, it's like, I don't even know if I would do some of that stuff. He's kind of a, skydiving and I want to skydive. But anyways, he doesn't hold back now, And I love what he said, like, he could sulk about what he doesn't have, but God, it's funny because he laughs about it, but God gave him that little flipper, because that little flipper actually does a lot. Like, for what he doesn't have, that little thing, like, helps him with everything else. So it's just crazy, like, what he's found to work for himself. So, and he's right, like, get back up and keep going. Anybody want to open up, or are we all good? We're ready to get back to work. I know it's the end of the month, so.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Anybody else have any questions?
All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.